Back by popular demand, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SFL Today. We had special requests from many of you out there to do at least one more show, and here we are in the new year, 2010, and Commish 2, Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to all of the sports fans out there.
Happy New Year to you, Commish.
Commish 2, at the beginning of the year, second week or so, we decided to look at who we thought were going to be the strongest players of the year. And I came up with some, you came up with some. So let's see how we ended up doing. I don't know, I got a feeling I didn't do so hot.
Well, first of all, Commissioner, you want to review who you did in fact pick?
Okay, well, review who I picked, and it ain't a pretty sight. I picked Joe C., Tim, John M., Dylan, and Mark. And as you can see, I had one strong player, John M., who continues to be a strong player.
I picked Bill, Ellen, Julie, Francine, and David. And let's see how that worked out.
Well, as you can see, my average at 474, and Commish 2's average at 510, it's kind of a no-brainer. I really don't understand what happened to my buddy Joe C. this year. I said Joe C. of all people, and Joe C. it looks like it was of all people, because I don't know whether the marriage life is treating you well or not well, but whatever's going on, your SFL picking skills have hit the skids. And
I had three players above 500. Bill, of course, Ellen, and Francine. Now, Bill was a question mark early on. I thought, yikes. But he's come all the way back. He's in 6th place right now. One last thing, I'd like to make a comment on my group here. Francine, of course, came through as usual, but David was a bit of a disappointment for me. But if I put together Francine and David, the average is still above 500.
Yeah, and he's a typical accountant type person. Manipulating the numbers to make it look like he's doing better than he really is doing.
Well, you had Dylan and Mark, the father-son. I had the mother-son. And you ended up below 500.
Yeah, well, what can I tell you?
Were they a disappointment to you?
I have to say that that's the case. And while we're on the subject, Commish 2, we have to have a quick comment about Mark, because since our last show, we have a new coach at Notre Dame, and we had a bowl game where the new coach of Notre Dame's team showed up, or I should say did not show up for that game, and got buried by Florida State. Pretty embarrassing, wouldn't you say?
I would say that when they picked Brian Kelly, Mark's main enthusiasm for him was that he's a fellow prepster. And I said that doesn't win ball games, and in fact Cincinnati did not belong in the same field as Florida.
No.
And if that's the kind of team he builds, I would say Notre Dame is in for another painful 5 years. But that's for another time.
That's it for another time. A couple other comments. We had some pretty surprising performances other than what we have here, sir. I hate to say it, but the Commish 3 is having the best year I've ever had ever since I've been picking in the SFL, and I don't know what I attribute it to other than I'm not using any systems or schemes. I just kind of go by my gut. I look at the games every week and pick them.
No, but I remember back when we were picking our teams, and you were saying about the Year of the Woman, and that I think you said something to the effect that women basically just pick out of a whim, and and really the fact that knowledgeable sports fans win most of the time is attributing to the fact that women don't know what they're talking about. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's a misrepresentation of the facts, sir.
But the thing is that we got Ellen and Francine next. Stephen admits that he basically picks on a whim. Remember I said, picking out of a hat his team, and we saw the effect of that, which is a 474.
But now let's talk a little bit about.
Oddly enough, John M. is having his best year ever, even with 2 championships. This is his best average, even in those championship years.
John G's having a comeback year. This is his best year since his rookie year, when he has the highest rookie percentage ever. But
this is his best year.
This is even better than that rookie year, which is pretty good. And Ozzy's been, we were looking at the records and so on, Ozzy's been a very consistent picker. Had a couple of years where he wasn't, but surprising, he's having pretty much the same kind of year, a little bit better than his best year, so this is going to be his best year.
That's
so
right.
very, very good.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the losers here, the losers.
Disappointments.
Disappoint, Josie. We've talked about Tim. You know, Brian said this at the very beginning, Tim. You know, you got a big family and you got a lot of responsibilities and you're a good, knowledgeable sports fan, but don't have the dedication to the SFL. So, what can I tell you?
And we've talked about Mark. I've talked a little bit about David being on the down. Natalie, believe it or not, has been a top 5 player twice, a top 10 player 3 times, and this year she's in last place, missing some picks. But before this, we get end this commission, I think that we owe it to the fans to tell them where we've been. Where have we been?
You mean in terms of...
Why haven't we been putting on a show weekly like we used to?
You know, it takes a lot of energy. You have to be up. You have to be up for this kind of activity, and frankly, didn't have the oomph.
Yeah, and you want to know why?
Why?
Are you afraid to hear why?
Yeah.
Because the commish loves this screen, okay? And the problem is, putting together this screen and this technology is a buzzkill, ladies and gentlemen. A buzzkill. By the time we get the whole frickin' thing up, we're exhausted and we say, let's just not do one this week. Oh, let's not do one this week. Let's watch football. So, you owe it to this nice, slick-looking screen. Buzzkill.
Thank you very much, Commish, too, I think. Anyway, so I just wanted to wrap it up, folks, and thank you all for playing this year. Look forward to another great year next year, and Happy New Year to everyone.